we're going to talk about Spirit Fest, which is coming to Divine Mercy here in Faribault. 26th annual Spirit Fest. That's over a quarter century. I think I've been at every single one of them. In fact, I remember the early years. I volunteered to donate to deliver some meals, and then shortly after that, they started delivering meals, and they really didn't need me to do it. But that was awesome. I got to meet some really good people through that, and they're having a dedication ceremony. I have with me here today Shane Pemrick, who's with the dedication committee.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Gordy. Thanks for having us. Wonderful. So
appreciate it.
Morning. Yeah.
Shane also does some PA work at Bethlehem Academy basketball, right?
Yeah, it's true. Yep, we're looking forward to the upcoming football season here and returning to our second season of 9-man. We've improved, augmented our roster a little bit, up a few more kids, and we're looking forward to it. And then, the boys have been putting in good work in the gym for boys basketball this winter. So we'll see you then.
Bev Wagner, are you an alum of the school?
I am. I graduated from Bethlehem Academy in 1979, and my children graduated from Bethlehem Academy, and my grandchildren are now students here, and my daughter is a teacher here at Divine Mercy.
Isn't that awesome?
It's wonderful. I love the generational thing.
Right. This school started way, way back. I mean, you're celebrating 170 years.
Correct.
170 years. So that's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. In conjunction with the 26th Annual Spirit Fest, you're also dedicating the Commons area. And, Bev, maybe you can tell people who you're dedicating it in memory of. And he's still with us.
Right. Actually, that's more Shane's area, so I'm going to turn to Shane to talk about that.
It's good. Thank you. No, we are very excited. Like you say, 26th Annual Spirit Fest. And I'll, building off of that, so Father Kevin Finnegan, and a lot of our listeners will likely remember Father Kevin Finnegan. He was.
How could you forget it?
he's a bit larger than life in the in Faribault. Definitely this legacy
and got this beautiful facility.
The Archdiocese, yeah. So 26th Annual Spirit Fest, and it was Father Finnegan himself who helped spearhead the original Spirit Fest while he was here. So we're looking forward to. We will have him back in person for this dedication. And the dedication itself is a recognition of his time here. So for those parishioners and non-parishioners listening, Father Kevin Finnegan, remember, he arrived in 1999 in earnest, and the Archbishop installed him formally at Divine Mercy. At that time, it wasn't Divine Mercy. In the year 2000, we were still having 3 parishes in Faribault. This is an important part of his legacy. So when he arrived, he took on formal pastorship of Immaculate Conception and St. Lawrence Parish and the Sacred Heart Church. So we had 3 churches, and as it is or were, the Lore's Immaculate Conception was prominently our Irish generation in Faribault, and St. Lawrence was recognized as predominantly Germanic. And then the French had their church at Sacred Heart, and so it took all of his chemistry, Father Finnegan, to wrangle the spirit of those 3 parishes, if you will. And so he arrived in the year 2000, and he stayed for 15 years, which is highly unusual. Typical assignment in the Catholic Church is about 5 or 6 years, but. I'll tell you, the Archdiocese, I was on parish council for a handful of those years and got to see the back room, if you will, of his workings, and just a phenomenal coordinator and connector of people and their talents and gifts. And so, as it were, during those 15 years, as we well know, and we're sitting here live with you today, is he was able to... He accepted the assignment and took on the role of merging beautifully those 3 parishes, bringing those, I like to call it a tapestry or a quilt, and so all those squares got melded together. And he certainly didn't do it alone, and he knew that, but he was a wonderful orchestrator and connector of the talents that were necessary. And so at the end of so we're having this dedication, and it comes on the heels of what is a part 2 of a master plan, and so we were able to set the church. We built the church, and but we were never quite able to finish due to fundraising and so on the school, and so here we are 2 years into our new school, and looking to continue on this Catholic tradition in Faribault.
And what a beautiful school it is.
Absolutely beautiful. We are a pre-K. So folks that are not familiar with our Catholic education system here in Faribault, we are a pre-K through 5 school, and I believe I would say our enrollment right now in that pre-K through 5 is about 275 students, and so it's. We feel we're thriving. We have full. We're not quite at a waiting list capacity per se, but we have full classrooms. To Bev's comment, and our teachers are well tenured. They're wonderful in the education and their faith-based spirit in those classrooms. Yeah.
Obviously, you thought you got a good education here, Bev. That's why you sent your kids here. And
absolutely.
They sent their kids here.
Correct. Yep. That's true.
And you are in charge of all of Spirit Fest.
Me and a team of wonderful volunteers, the Spirit Fest committee. Yes, I am the coordinator of that team, and it takes a lot of people to put on an event of this size, and we probably could use even more than we have, but the ones who are here are doing a fantastic job.
Now, this started 26 years ago. Has it grown in those 26 years?
Yes. So actually, Spirit Fest as a combined festival for the 3 parishes started 26 years ago. Before that, there were church festivals at the individual churches, but we started having the community one and named it Spirit Fest in 2000. And yes, it has grown every year. We did have a couple of years, obviously, during the COVID crisis where we weren't allowed to have a festival, but we started something, an outdoor movie, where people could sit in their cars and watch the movie and listen to it on the radio. And there was a whole parking lot full of people doing that during COVID. And since then, we've decided to keep the outdoor movie going, and it's very well attended. It's free to the public. And the outdoor movie is a big part of what we do because that goes on in the evening, but we have all kinds of free things. We have, obviously, getting in. It doesn't cost anything to get in. It's free admission. We have 2 live bands. Pop Prohibition is our first live band, and the second one is the Rock and Hepcats. So we have our live band that's going to be playing. Pop Prohibition is going to be playing before we have a regular Saturday evening mass at 4:00. And Pop Prohibition will be playing up until that point, and then we won't have outdoor music during the Mass time, but we will start in with Rock and Hepcats after the Mass. So that's free.
The whole thing's free, isn't it?
There are things that cost money. We have outdoor foods. We have indoor dining. They obviously, we can't give everybody all that food and drink for free. We do have children's games. Some of them are free. Some of them cost a little bit of money. We have raffles. We have cornhole tournament. That's going to be well attended. And we have cornhole for those who don't choose to be in a tournament. And we have mini golf. All of those, we ask for a small little donation of $1 to $3 for those events. But yeah, the event itself is free. Everybody should come. We have a silent auction. That's going to be fantastic. We have a lot of great prizes. We have a free parade that's going to be happening at 1:00. And the parade is going to feature all of the ministries from our parish. And we're going to have some live music during the parade. It's going to be a really fun time. It just goes once around the parking lot. It's very small, but it's going to be really fun. This is our first year of attempting something like that.
So I wonder if Father Finnegan will be the Grand Marshal of your parade.
We're pulling strings tight on the final elements, but we will wait and see if he's. The question may be whether or not, Gordy, if we have him sit in the car or just pull it.
Yeah,
given his energy, he may just lead the parade. So yeah, no, Bev is it's a wonderful event, and to your point, it has grown. The Divine Mercy Church and School, as it is a constituency of 1,900 families in and of itself, and so what started in earnest as a festival and a goodwill spirit for three parishes, again in its time was implemented to bring those three parishes together in spirit and fellowship, and has grown into a community event. I mean, it's become a community event, and so we do. We're very fortunate and happy to have you sit with us today and help us get the word out. And so we do. We've had wonderful participation. Typically, in the last several years, for sure, we will have a couple thousand attendees from Faribault, Owatonna, Northfield. We have had visitors from throughout the region. It's a wonderful day.
Oh, I'm sure all the churches go around to each church festival and patronize those others, right? New Prague.
Absolutely,
whatever.
yes. And not just the Catholic churches, but anybody from any church in town. And although anyone from town, you don't have to belong to a church of any kind. Everyone is welcome. We want it to be a community festival.
All right, we got to take a break here. Jerry's going to have my hide if I don't take that break. Let's find out what's happening in that opening farm market report.
Say, Gordy, just a heads up, being that's how Zeta took off and fired ABC News, just a heads up, you can have your guests until 10:05 this morning.
Wow. A gift from heaven.
So, well, either I'd have to kill time jabbering, and I think the folks would rather be informed about Spirit Fest. So just a heads up, after the market break from the Linder Farm Network, we can continue with today's AM Minnesota program until 10:05. Now, the market update sponsored by the KDHL Agri Boosters. They include Craig Keller at the Keller Insurance Agency in Nerstrand. Of course, Craig helps protect all things important to you. Also, Northern Buildings for quality post-frame construction. Find out more. Check out their website, northernbuildings.com.
Good morning. It's time for a Market Minute here on the Linder Farm Network. I'm Linda Brecky. September corn, $4.88, up 4 1/4. December, $5.13 3/4, up 5 1/4. In March, up 4 3/4. November beans, $12.20 1/2, down 19. January, $12.35, down 18 3/4. And September soybean meal and October down 90. September soybean oil down 2.24. September Chicago wheat up 2 1/2. September Minneapolis down 3 3/4. Live cattle August down 135. October 215.50, down 242. And August feeder cattle up 20. September down 147. October lean hogs 80.80, down 7. And that's a Market Minute.
The market update sponsored by the KDHL Agri Boosters, including Northern Buildings for quality post-frame construction. Find out more. Check out their website, northernbuildings.com. Also, Craig Keller over there at the Keller Insurance Agency in Nerstrand. Of course, Craig helps protect all things important to you. Now let's head back to News Director, Mr. Gordy Kosfeld.
Wow, Jerry, another gift from heaven. The good Lord works in mysterious ways. We're talking about Spirit Fest 2026 coming to Divine Mercy Catholic Church and, of course, school. They are going to dedicate the commons area of the school And you were, Shane, going to go over some of that information for us.
Yeah, so it kind of you continue a little bit the lineage of how we arrive at this dedication of the new school commons. So I was part of a part of the original parish council back in 2009 when we set the cornerstone. Archbishop Flynn was here in August of 2002. And again, this was at that moment about a 12-year of Father Finnegan's 15-year tenure. At about 12 years, here we were on about 30 acres of green cornfield and soybeans. And in 2009, Archbishop Flynn came, and in August we dedicated the church, and it was a beautiful day. And but we longed for Father Finnegan. Definitely, was longed for a new school, to really bring this master plan together. And so he was before he was able to see that vision complete, he was called away to serve in Edina, and so but we've carried on. This Divine Mercy family has carried on, and so we're very happy to have dedicated and opened our new school, Divine Mercy Catholic School. And we talked about that in our last segment, around 250, 270 students now. It's a pre-K through 5 education, Catholic education. And we broke ground about 4 years ago, and had the ribbon cutting event 2 years ago in August of 2025. And so we've completed two school years in this new school. We're getting ready to open our third new school year in this building here come September. Super excited, and so all of this is this dedication. Where we thought this is an appropriate time and a place. It feels right, and so Father Kevin Finnegan is able to join us. He was. I remember calling him about early summer as we were starting to put the plans in place, the formal plans, and he was so excited. I said, "Father Kevin," I said, "what are you doing in August?" Shane, well, you got to give me more detail than that. What are you talking? And I said, "What are you doing on Saturday, August 29th at about 1:30 p.m.?" And he said, as we laughed and shared some old stories, and he's able to be with us. And so here we go, 15-year legacy of a man who pulled it all together, organizer. His spirit is larger than life. His energy exceeds the Energizer Bunny. And we have this beautiful new church and school. We're going to do a dedication ceremony for him. We're going to this is all to be presented. He'll be with us. And so we will name the Father Kevin Finnegan Commons inside the new school. And he is elated. He's humbled and elated. He's going to be with us for that. Even more so. So here, I'm going to go another direction. He, in his time, not only was he an orchestrator and a connector, but listen to this. In his time, while he was pastor, he had associates with associate priests in our parish. We are so fortunate. It's really amazing. We have a history now including 5 bishops with experience and tenure out of Divine Mercy. Father Kevin Finnegan is jokingly referred in the Archdiocese and by the Archbishop as the Bishop Maker of Faribault. And so in addition to the Finnegan Commons being dedicated on August 29th during Spirit Fest, and again at 1:30 p.m., we'll be in the school. And unfortunately, these five gentlemen, the job of a bishop's pretty busy. And so, but I have had an opportunity to speak with each of them in these last couple months as we plan this event out. They will not be able to be with us personally, but they have sent remarks and actually in a few video messages that we'll share that day. Very touching remarks. All of them have wonderfully warm and fond memories of their time and their experience in Faribault. And they too, very humbly and with great joy, accepted the celebration, we are going to name the Father Kevin Finnegan Commons, but also rename each of the hallways in the school. And so each of the hallways will be named in honor of for one of these bishops, respectively. And so Bishop Andrew Cousins, Bishop Joseph Williams, Bishop Michael Eisen, Bishop Kevin Kenny, and our own Faribault native, having gone through the Catholic schools himself, graduated Bethlehem Academy, now Bishop proper of the Sioux Falls Diocese, Bishop Donald DeGrood. So not only did Father Finnegan help create this, and bring to life this campus physically, brick and mortar, but the spiritual seeds of faith that he planted and inspired are truly amazing. And so this is all to say we're looking forward to this dedication ceremony. For us, it is it's a feel good. It's a celebration. It's a bit of a capstone on what has essentially been a 20-year master planning for our parish and community. And what better venue to do it than, like we discussed, our Spirit Fest ceremony, which is a community event. This is meant for the larger area, and certainly the life and the spirit and the seeds planted are exactly that for this Faribault community and the broader region.
Again, 1:30 Saturday is that naming ceremony. Getting back to Spirit Fest itself, Bev Wagner is with us along with Shane Pemrick this morning on our AM Minnesota program. We're talking about Spirit Fest happening this Saturday. Who's in charge of the weather, Bev?
Well, the same guy that's always in charge of the weather, and so far I've heard that we're expecting rain, but I'm expecting that to change because we've all been praying, and so we're hoping that the weather forecasters will get the message that we don't want rain that day.
But are there plans if it does rain? I mean, could you come inside? You got an auditorium here?
We do have a beautiful building here. There's a lot of events that are already inside. We have our bingo indoors. We have our silent auction. We have an indoor dinner. But we also have a lot of tents outside that, our bands are going to be playing under a tent. The movie's going to be under a tent. So if it's not torrential rains, people are going to be happy to sit under these canopies, and I think that'll all be good. I do want to mention a couple of other priests, though. Well, actually, one of the ones that Shane already mentioned, which is Bishop Kevin Kenny, who was pastor here just previous to Father Corey Rolfing, who is our current pastor. But, as Shane mentioned, the school had not been built yet when Father Kevin Finnegan had to move on to Edina, and that was always part of the plan. And it was Father Kevin Kenny then who started the ball rolling on that and got things started. And then after he left, Father Corey Rolfing took over and completed the building of the new school. So he was very much overseeing the actual building of the new school. So we appreciate and love those two men very much, too.
Your dinner, I know the ribs are coming from J-Mo's bowl where they drop off the bone are good.
They are. So we're having ribs and chicken, and the chicken is coming from the broaster, and the ribs are coming from J-Mo's, and then we have side dishes and desserts, and the desserts are being baked by our school baking crew, and they do a beautiful job on desserts.
Is there a cost on the dinner?
The dinner costs $17. If you haven't pre-bought tickets, it'll be $20, but that includes your dessert. And that's for the indoor dinner. Now, we also have outdoor foods. We have 2 food trucks. Well, we have our pulled pork sandwiches and hot dogs, food vendor, and then we have Kona Ice.
Awesome.
And then we here are making tacos, and that'll be our food truck where we are providing the food and the workers to serve that. And then we'll have, other snacks and treats that are available for purchase, popcorn and candy bars and soda and
My
water.
stomach's growling.
We also do have a beer garden. So, I mean, we are Catholic, so we have to offer beer, right? So we have beer and
Even us
seltzers.
Lutherans have that.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, what?
nope, that's all. I guess that was about, I don't know, do you have another question?
Oh, I've got all kinds of questions. I don't know how much time we got. We got about 8 minutes or so left in the program, so let's run down a little bit more of you got celebrity mini golf.
Right, yes, we do. And I have a couple of other events that I haven't mentioned yet. So celebrity mini golf, meaning we're going to feature our celebrities from here at the parish. So we're going to have Father Corey and Father Alex, our two priests, are going to be our celebrities. And then we have two deacons here who will be our celebrities. And then we have Mrs. Regina Ashley, who is the principal of our school. So those 5 people will be playing mini golf and competing against each other for that.
And do I put down money on
no,
I think will win?
We're not putting money down. It's all just for fun.
That's not to say there won't be a bit of...
I was thinking it was a fundraiser for the church.
A bit of fair competition on those greens. There might be a few side skins happening discreetly outside of Father Corey's witness.
Yeah. We also have a couple of other activities that I haven't mentioned yet. We have a cakewalk. Actually, we're going to have 3 different cakewalks. We have a little kiddie one, the toddlers, and those folks will be winning cupcakes. And then we'll have a kids' cakewalk a little later in the day, and then later yet we have an adult cakewalk, and this one will feature the really highly decorated, beautiful cakes that people can win. And we have a country market, and we're going to have fresh produce, flowers and things from people's gardens, homemade items, crafts. All of those things will be for purchase at the country market. That'll be real fun because you never know what you're going to see there. And then we have some of our volunteers have put together a lovely history display, and we have a history video that goes through all the years of our parish, starting back in 1870. I'm not sure if 1870 is the correct, but 170 years of history that we will have on display. And in our display, we have photographs and archives from our parish that will be on display. And then we have the video, which will be playing constantly on a loop throughout the day.
You know, what would really be curious to know is how many parishioners date back to 1870.
I'm guessing very few.
No, I'm talking about their family, their lineage.
Oh, well, in that, I
know what I'm saying?
what you were saying.
Yeah, no. Great-grandparents.
Actually, I'm guessing probably a large portion because, Faribault itself is a community where you run into somebody and you can always find how you might be distantly related to that person. And so I think that there's a large portion of our parishioners who date back to the original.
You're in tune to KDHL-AM in Faribault, Minnesota, a town square media station. We're sitting in, what do you call this?
Faustina Commons. So the namesake St. Faustina Commons, and is just a bit of history. We're sitting in St. Faustina Commons, named appropriately for the patroness of our parish, Divine Mercy Church and School. And just in a short snippet, again, this is another bit of was a large undertaking when Father Kevin Finnegan helped to bring these 3 parishes together, and we began this new church, Divine Mercy. What do you call this new community? And so a large undertaking, many meetings, of course, many suggestions borne out, all sorts of namesakes and suggestions of all saints and holy persons. the significance of Divine Mercy, and we love that name. It's really become provident namesake. But Saint Faustina Kowalski had recently been beatified as a new saint, one of the newest saints in the church in that time. This is early 2000s, and so Father Cabot. So this was suggested. Perhaps we look into Saint Faustina, and Saint Faustina is associated with the Divine Mercy, her inspiration, and her journals of the Divine Mercy. So anyway, the short of it is that this name was arrived upon Divine Mercy Church, and so our patroness that we have taken is Saint Faustina Kowalski, a Polish nun, and it's a beautiful name, and so we are sitting in Saint Faustina.
Yeah, it's awesome. You have a country market?
We do. We have a country market that's going to feature bars, pies, breads, cookies, along with garden produce and plants and handmade items of all kinds. We have a history display and video.
You mentioned the silent auction earlier. Can you highlight a couple items on it?
Yep, we got a couple of half hogs. We've got a quarter beef. We've got possibly some chickens. We've got a large pendulum clock, some tickets to the Twins game, some tickets to the Chanhassen Dinner Theater that include the dinner and play. We have some tickets to the Arboretum. We have a lot of really, really very, very nice items, and then a lot of smaller items for that. And then we have our free parade at 1 o'clock. We have other free live entertainment, 2 bands, 2 live bands. We have our bingo, Spirit Fest bingo, a cornhole tournament, and cornhole for people who just want to play for fun. We have our indoor dinner, our outdoor food, our beer garden, kids' activities, which include kids' games, kids' crafts. We have a new sand volleyball court that people are welcome to play. We're going to have a Gaga ball pit. That's going to be great fun. And we have some inflatables. And we also have a free hay wagon ride for kids or anyone who wants to take a little ride on a hay wagon. And we have our cakewalk, our country market, as I just said. We've got our silent auction, mini golf. The mini golf boards were made by a local parishioner and paid for by a local parishioner. We have 9-hole course of mini golf boards that were made. They're really nice and fun. And then we have our free movie at dusk called Ron's Gone Wrong, and we're going to be playing that at about, as soon as it gets dark enough to play it, which we anticipate will be somewhere between 8 and 8:15 where that will start.
And it says here it's a family comedy about a malfunctioning robot named Ron. The hilarious adventure leads to learning about true friendship. Sounds like an awesome movie. Bev, you did an awesome job.